Hi there. My name is Dr. Thomas Lindquist. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about mindfulness. Mindfulness is really everywhere. I see it in books, on magazines, in stores, on products, and on television. People are talking about mindfulness, how to be more mindful, staying present, all of these things. And although mindfulness is very helpful and has really excellent research to back it up, it's often not well understood. So one way of better understanding mindfulness is to look at some myths about mindfulness. So today I'd like to walk you through 5 myths I've seen in relation to misunderstandings about mindfulness. So I will go ahead now and share my screen with you to get us started. The first myth of mindfulness is that mindfulness is meditation, when in fact mindfulness is not meditation. Mindfulness, as defined by the founders, Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, is the mindfulness is the awareness in the present moment with no judgment. Now, there is mindfulness meditation, which can be a little bit confusing. So let's explain that for a second. Mindfulness meditation is sustained attention for a period of time, focusing on an object or an experience. So mindfulness itself is the awareness and the non-judgmental awareness that is important. Mindfulness meditation is when you practice sustaining your attention in a non-judgmental way on a single object or experience, such as breathing. But you can also really be mindful and meditate on anything. So for example, you can sustain your attention on an object such as an apple or a pen, or you can sustain your attention on trees or the feel of the wind against your face. The difference is that mindfulness in itself is just becoming aware of the fact that the breeze is blowing against your face and becoming present by knowing that fact. Mindfulness meditation is when you stay for a sustained period of time, feeling the breeze against your face, focusing and bringing your attention only to that experience. One really helpful way of understanding this is to think about a waterfall. Mindfulness is when you are behind the waterfall, watching the waterfall flow in front of you, rather than being in the waterfall, trying to manage and juggle all your thoughts and all your experiences. So, when you are practicing mindfulness, you are essentially behind the waterfall of your day-to-day experience, noticing your thoughts and external world flowing in front of you. The second myth is that mindfulness is about taking time out to rest. Now, this can also be confusing because some of the outcomes of mindfulness are associated with greater relaxation and stress reduction. In fact, mindfulness-based stress reduction is a core component of mindfulness when it was first established as a practice and researched. But mindfulness itself is not resting and it's not relaxation. In fact, it's an active practice of paying attention to the present moment and, again, employing your non-judgmental awareness to whatever comes up, whether that's your thoughts or whether that's the sounds around you while you're becoming mindful. Third, mindfulness is having no thoughts. Now, this isn't the case either. Just like a heartbeat, we can't turn off our brains, so we cannot stop ourselves from thinking. So, in contrast to that, it is a suspension of judgment about our thoughts. Our thoughts will come and go as they please, and what we're practicing with mindfulness is suspending our judgment about those thoughts, noticing that the thoughts can come and go. Some may be good, some may be bad, some may be neutral, but we attempt not to get attached to our thoughts. We attempt to look at our thoughts not as facts, but as mental events that are occurring. And we observe that, again, using our non-judgmental awareness. So looking at what we say to ourselves and what we're thinking, and practicing suspending that and just simply observing your thoughts. Returning again to the waterfall as a metaphor for understanding this concept. Thinking again about our thoughts as a waterfall, where we're behind the waterfall. The waterfall continues. We don't try to interrupt or stop it. We simply observe it, noticing the waterfall in front of us. Finally, our second to last myth is that the goal is to be mindful all of the time. Now, this may seem like a good idea, but it really is not possible, and it's really not desirable. If you think about it, if you were mindful all the time of everything, you would be completely overwhelmed. So, the goal is to be mindful more often in the sense that we want to be able to bring our automatic behaviors and automatic thoughts and our automatic navigating of the world back to the present moment and incorporate an element of non-judgmental awareness in that moment, knowing that everything that's happening is in fact okay. So the goal is not to be mindful all of the time, it's just to be practicing mindfulness some of the time. Lastly, mindfulness is bliss. Of course, this is also not true, even though it can be thought of this way, similar to the confusion around rest and relaxation. Now, mindfulness may lead to a greater sense of well-being and a greater sense of enjoyment or even happiness, but it is different. Mindfulness is also different from savoring. So when you have a very good meal or when you see a very nice sunset, savoring is being mindful in a sense, but it's really taking in that positive experience. What differentiates it from bliss and what differentiates it from other joyful experiences is that mindfulness applies to everything. Good, bad, neutral. Mindfulness is simply being aware of whatever's happening. So it might be awareness about a positive experience or emotion, but it's also an awareness of the negative and an acceptance of the negative emotions as we observe it in a non-judgmental way. So just to review, mindfulness is not meditation, although there is mindfulness meditation, where we can practice sustaining our awareness on an experience such as our breath. Mindfulness is not taking time out to rest or sleep, although it can result in greater relaxation and reduced stress. It's really an active process. Third, mindfulness is having no thoughts. Of course, we can't stop our thoughts, we can't stop our brain, so that's really not the goal. Fourth, mindfulness all the time is the goal. Not true. We really cannot be mindful all the time, we would be overwhelmed. Plus, that really is setting us up for failure if you think about it. Fifth, mindfulness is bliss. Not true. Again, mindfulness applies across the boards to positive experiences, neutral experiences, and negative experiences. So I hope today was helpful in understanding mindfulness and what the common myths are as you move forward in incorporating mindfulness in your everyday life. Thank you very much for listening.